First exercise for this routine is going to be the dumbbell bench press. Dumbbells are always arguably better than the flat barbell because you get a little bit more range of motion, right? You can really activate those deeper fibers in your chest. You always want to make sure your wrist is straight, right? You don't want to bend it because then you're putting all of that weight and pressure on your joints and your wrist, right? You could create an injury or also have wrist pain afterwards. So make sure your wrists, right, are pointed up, and also you want to keep your elbows pointed in. You don't want them going out where you can put a lot of pressure on your elbow joints also. Next exercise are dumbbell flies. You can do this seated or you can do them standing. I always recommend using the seated version if you can, just so you can really have good posture, really focus in on your chest muscles, right? For this exercise, you always want to make sure you extend your arms far enough back, right? I see a lot of guys just use, a half range of motion and you're leaving half of your gains on the table. We don't want to do that, right? So make sure your elbows and your arms, right, are flexed slightly. You don't want them straight, and then you're coming all the way back, right? And then all the way forward, squeeze, right? You don't want to hold it for too long, but still activate a squeeze and then come back down. Next exercise is the decline seated press. This one I highly recommend doing either with the barbell or seated down like Dammy's doing. I don't really recommend the dumbbell a whole lot just because of the gravity going against you. It's really hard, especially as a beginner, to get good form. With this one, same key points, guys, are your elbows are pointed in. You don't want pressure going on your elbow joints. And also your wrists are straight. You don't want the pressure or the weight going on your wrist. Next exercise is seated tricep dips. Absolutely love these for some killer gains. Some would argue dips are the #1 exercise for chest and tricep gains, which is why we save those for the end of this exercise or workout. With this one, you're just going pure triceps. Make sure your back is right, flex back, and your arms are kicked back all the way, so you're really isolating those triceps. Next, we're going to do skull crushers. Skull crushers are arguably the number one or one of the top exercises for tricep gains. With this, you can do it decline back, or you can do it on a flat, or you can even go incline, right? Just whatever you prefer, right? Whatever helps you to really isolate those triceps. People are always going to argue for their favorite. However, it's what feels best for you, what allows you to get that pump, right? Next exercise is the rope extension. With this, you're not wanting to squeeze at the end. This is a fluid motion, right? A lot of guys try to squeeze. However, with the rope, it's not built like that, right? The mechanics are not set for that. This is a fluid motion, down with a quick squeeze and then back up, right? Down, squeeze, back up. Next exercise is a tricep extension, right? However, this is reversed with the rope pulley. Instead of using a dumbbell, right, this really allows for some really good focus, really good isolation, and above all, form, right? Now, usually these are taken at most gyms, right? However, if you have one available, always go with the rope pulley, right? If you don't, then you can use a dumbbell. Just make sure you sit down, protect your lower back, and you really focus. Also, guys, make sure you are supersetting these together as the instructions advise. And what that allows for, right, is for all of the tricep heads to just activate together and put that extra stress on the muscles, which is ultimately going to create all of those gains that we want, right? So make sure you superset the exercises together, which means you don't take a break. Right, you're doing some of these exercises and then you're going straight to the next one, right? Next exercise, you got it. The king of all chest and tricep exercises, the dip. All right, don't need to get fancy. This is a killer compound exercise for gains, just like all compound exercises. With this, if you're advanced, you can always add on weight with a belt. If you're a beginner, most gyms have a dip machine that actually, right, degravitizes your weight to where you're able to do more reps as a beginner. Be safe, guys. Remember, always, always, always form over ego, right? Set your intentions for those gains.